on, let's tell it, let's tell it, let's tell it. Yeah! Not sure who got off a pretty bad start compared to Lando Norris, but also not back that. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of F125 My Team Career as we're heading over to Maria Base, the 30. It's still a poor non-plan, absolutely love that track so much. But let's over to the result. So here is the result. Lando Norris is leading with 184 points. Russell is behind with 1 point. That is 183. Charles Leclerc are pretty much still in play with 135. And so is Piastri with 129. But then the Construction Championship is pretty much been given to McLaren, that they are absolutely rapid. And we got nothing to be able to beat them. But if you look where Carlos is in 10th, we need someone to be able to match Russell. But unfortunately, that's not been the case this season, which starts so much. But we are starting with the 209. That's hard to play about that. But then Mercedes in 3rd, then Ferrari in 4th. And then we got the performances. Pretty much everybody stayed the same. No much of a change anyway. Everyone pretty much on the equal area of upgrade. But obviously it's been quite a bit of a spread out. So it's a bit of a forcing one. Hopefully we get vaccination next season. That will change everything up. We're going to find out, of course. I have ordered quickly sent off a contract to short Russell getting to stay for another season, but I've got a surprise for you. There is someone familiar that could end up coming into the team going to next season. Can we find out who that could be? I wonder who is that driver that can do that for us. Shall we find out? It is going to be Ritomi Miyata. Yeah, that Ritomi Miyata to end up returning back to Prix Motorsport next season. If you don't know what is the connection with Ritomi Miyata with the guy that delivered our team Podium and a close potential fix the back over in Monaco. In season 2, he locked out the Gasling, but Ritomi Miyata hold a special place in my heart. I love this young Japanese. He is a brilliant driver, and I do think we should bring him back to the team because he has outperformed Aston Martin, outperformed Lance Stroll, and of course we moved on from him for Alex Albon, and Russell came in to replace Lance Stroll anyway. So I think we should look into bringing Ritomi Miyata to come into our team. I think that should be the case.
As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up, and it'll be red hot by the time we find out who's on pole for tomorrow's race. Time to set the grid then. Welcome along to qualifying here in Singapore.
Okay, here we are, the Singapore non-plane, but it's the qualifier time first with short Russell, as I mentioned previously in the last episode or before that.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
But we are pretty much going to focus on Russell, trying to deliver him the World Championships. It's over there, he is 1 point behind, that anything is possible. So we're going to go out and get ready to our third run in 2-1. Our third run is done, and the bottom 6 is Damanoni, Jack Corford, Paul Aaron, Tim Chapman, Taylor Bernard, and Richard Vishua, and Carlos Jack managed to survive in literally about 30,000 of a Stockton. Blimey! Carlos needs to turn around. Honestly, if he wants to stay on the team, he needs to basically show us what he made of. That is what he needs to do. And we got Franco Colapito, Esteban Ocon, Pepe Martin, Carlos Sainz in 13th, Liam Lawson and Ollie Behrman, and the bottom 2 didn't actually partake. The qualifier, what did that happen? Interesting. I'll now do our third one in 2, 3. Let's see how can we do with this one. P5, that's it, P5. That's okay. Like, not too shabby, and that is on all tyre that I've used in this section 1, 2, 2. Now, I'm gonna need a brand new soft tyre, and let's see what that can bring us. Come on, let's tell it, let's tell it, let's tell it. Yeah! Come on! Let's go! Well done, Marshall. Whew!
Goodbye
That
for now
took
then, but really we're just getting started.
a whole lot out of me.
Join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Come on, Marshall, down that. Now that, it's the championship. Well, I've spat a little bit. Now that, it's the championship live. Well done, Marshall, for a fantastic qualifying 2 tenths ahead of the rival Lando Norris, who is second place, and then Alex Albon started third. I'll see you at the Singapore Grand Prix.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Piastri, Tsunoda, Hadjar, Bortoletto and Jack Doohan, Behrman, Lawson, Carlos Sainz and Pepe Marti, Colapinto, Verschoor, Taylor Barnard and Tim Tramnitz, Aaron, Crawford, Maloney and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box this afternoon, the First Lady of World Motorsports, Naomi Schiff. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is certainly an interesting time in this set of regulations because, as you know, when a new set of regulations come out, everything changes and you always wonder who's got it right. Well, we know that Red Bull are the ones who really got it right the last couple of years. But now you can see the rest of the grid slowly start to catch up. And there's really only so much left for Red Bull to get out of these regulations. So it is interesting and the pack are catching up.
Okay, here we go.
All right, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
We're still in with a chance of winning this title. We
Oh,
need you to
that-
push as hard as you can in the 5 remaining races.
Yeah, let's do medium for. Alright, we now gonna go ahead and get ready to line up to the grid. Hopefully, we'll get the good start and maintain the lead as much as we can through the start. And hopefully we'll have a fantastic racing as well.
Okay,
Nice.
incredible parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
So I'm not sure we got this. Let's go. Two drivers start the medium, and that is the top two. Interesting. We now waiting for the 5 red light to go on the way for the Singapore Grand Prix. We're not sure who got off a pretty bad start compared to Lando Norris, but also not back that at the centre of the house don't matter, get the move done and put himself back into the lead. Fantastic job from Russell, fantastic start from Lando. Let's say that I got Carlos who we now try to get part of Franco Colapito, but going forward with Lando Norris, who we now got ahead and overtook George Russell. The last time we got the battle with Yuki Tsunoda, 30th Alex Albon, Lando and Russell continue tutting away, trying to find space, giving each other a good battle, but Russell takes the lead once again, trying to make sure this time he keep it and make sure he convert the pole into a win, and that right now does seem to be a good goal that Russell could achieve, because we have pulled away from Yuki Tsunoda than for the battle that Albon been putting in again to Yuki Tsunoda. And we're going down the standing. We've got Charles Leclerc in P6, who is still in the battle for the championship, so is the Prix. But here's a replay for the late start. As you can see, Lando actually had a fantastic start, but Russell, he was still trying to be able to have the advantage to re-overtake quite nicely, and that the talk will allow us to be able to maintain the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. But now in lap 2, the Lando Norris, who now got the other, but it does not go for it. But I'm going to quickly talk about Prix. But for now, Prix got ahead and overtook Alex Albon. Fantastic move from the Prix. But yeah, Prix and Charles Leclerc are still in the contender for the championship. They are far away, but if they can manage to fight away to ship very nicely, he'll still be in the play for the championship. But right now, doesn't seem like it, but we're now in lap 3. Bortonetto, who is behind Gasly, putting some nice pressure onto Gasly. To Bortonetto, who obviously wants to try and match the pace of Yuki Tsunoda, who's currently in 3rd place, and pretty much 2nd and 3rd are fighting Russell for the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. And now Bortonetto, who thought about the left side, decided to go for the move along the outside. He get himself up into P8 with Gasly in P9 and Liam Lawson in Tatiana in P10. So it's just to see them doing well, isn't it? It's pretty good. But now in lap 4, Lando Norris, who is now going to get some pressure by Yuki Tsunoda, and this time Lando we have no help of the other, and Yuki Tsunoda gets the move done and overtook Lando Norris. Of course, that is a bit help in the championship. Where Russell is going to take the lead of the World Championship, and Gasly has just locked the plate. Then Liam Lawson and now Jack Doohan is the next one to take at for pure Gasly, but it seems like Ferrari pace has almost fallen off, as now with Berman P12, Gasly up to P10. Ferrari does seem to try to struggle so far this weekend. And we've got Alex Albon, who's in P5 with his teammate Charles Leclerc, who's in P6, so not too bad. We've got Isaac Hadjar behind Charles Leclerc in P7. So you can imagine maybe Hadjar will be putting the pressure, but right now going to lap 5, Charles Leclerc now got the other and going to look to make a move on Alex Albon. But will he get it done? Does it seem like it doesn't quite show the pace to be able to make it work? We've got Jack Doohan and Gasly are now going side by side, and there's the last time Gasly just locked up. Pierre Gasly just locked up, and that allowed the William of Colapito and Berman and Charles Leclerc, who does end up falling down the order. You've seen the last time he actually ended up having the DNF Metallotor failure. You've seen him in the distance in the back. Charles Leclerc is out. He is out of the Singapore norm front, unfortunately, and that show of fortune for Charles Leclerc. Here's a replay of Jack G1, who ultimately basically forces Gasly to lock up. You can see there's a tap, there was a contact, but I hardly doubt it that that was the cause of Gasly locked up. I think Gasly locked up all by himself, and of course with a little scared by Jack G1 might also attribute to it, but Jack G1 still got the almost clear, and Gasly made it no mistake. That's all it is. And that jar had now gone ahead and overtook and Albon and Liam Lawson using P8 down to Gasly and locked up. He's now moved up, and of course Charles Leclerc Metallo to failure mean he moved up another place. So previous star so far for Liam Lawson in lap 10, almost about a quarter through this norm front, and Behrman is fighting with Franco Tolopito, going side by side. Can Tolopito get ahead? Yes, he does. Behrman had no pace to try and get the P10 of Franco Tolopito, but Gasly now under the by Shires.
Just focus on the driving.
No problem. We are doing fantastic. Russell is practically dominating right now. Incredible job. Russell is dominating, but not in a massive domination compared to Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris. They are still fairly close, but with the likes of the hat jar all the way down, yeah, Russell is dominating all of that. But with the top 4, no. But the rest, yeah. And we now got some action in the pit lane with Yuki Tsunoda boxed it. Oh, it's a slow stop. It's a slow stop for Yuki Tsunoda and sorry, Piastri. 2 slow stop in the pit lane. Yuki Tsunoda and the Piastri. Their chance for undercut may not even happen whatsoever. Our the hat jar who just boxed it seems to be going smoothly with the pit stop of the hat jar. Now we can see Gasly move the head of the Piastri and not to the last line, and the way Shire is the head of the Piastri as well. Don't looks like Piastri got 2 cars trying to get the fastest as possible. Here we go. And now we've got Russell boxing in lap 16 and into 17 along with Lando Norris. Now just gonna come in as well, but let's see if they're going to be having a good stop. Lando seems to Russell, please be no mistake for the team, and it seems like it's a good stop. Finally, we're having some good stop for sure. Russell is the big thing for him, because the championship, we want to make sure we have the advantage as much as we can, but unfortunately Russell locked the lead to Jack G1. Oh yeah, with clear UT. We have clear UT, that's good. That is on the lead. Now we've got Jack G1, who is now leading. And to be fair, we've already lost the Grand Slam anyway, but I think Lando Norris took the lead very quickly in lap 1 until Russell took it back from him. We want to take the advantage of G1, so we to get the DR right and then pull away very quickly. Oh wow, what the hell? That was
Okay, good work.
that was questionable. What was Jack doing? He moved under braking. There was a bit of a drama between Jack G1 and George Russell it didn't move it under braking. I think it is. I think Russell misjudged the area of overtaking to Jack Doohan. That was the very should have ended badly right there, but now we've got more tyre coming in lap 18, and Arthur Hatjar put himself into P5 with Bortonacto, P6, L1, P7, Trilapito in P8. Right now, yes, it is. And we now got Liam Lawson in P9 and Jack Doohan to come out behind Ollie Behrman, but now Albon is looking to make a move on Gabby Bortonacto, and it seems like he might go for it. Yes, he does. On the outside, he goes around, and until he gets the down, Albon moved up into P6 and now set his sight onto Arthur Hatjar. And I'm telling you, Albon, he looks like he might have found his form, but he is doing a brilliant job. But in lap 19, Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris are one again in the battle, and Lando take the second place from Yuki Tsunoda, and hopefully they continue fighting, which means Russell will have all of the breathing room in the world. Fantastic driving so far from George Russell, and of course with the help of Lando and Yuki finding each other is a bit of advantage for Russell to have. But now in lap 20, Albon and Arthur Hatjar are now going to get into a fight, and Albon been looking to make a move. Yes, he's going to go for the outside line to get on the. Looks like he's been doing it very well against the Bortonacto, and now Arthur Hatjar, and I believe he done it to Charles Leclerc at one point, maybe not a time, but already. It's been a long time since Charles Leclerc had that. The end up was a big deal for Charles Leclerc, but now Behrman is doing that the outside to take the place of Liam Lawson and get the P9, while Lawson got back into P10 and behind Carlos Sainz going down the outside on Gasly, and it's now going side by side. Two former teammates, by the way, and Sainz is going to get himself ahead of Gasly, and that, of course, is the outside line. The outside move always seems to work in that area, and it's very good to see. And now got Jack Doohan making a move onto Trilapito, going down to turn 1, 2 and 3, and Doohan moved into P9. Oh, what a move from Jack Doohan again to Franco Trilapito, and got Bortonacto, who now gone ahead and overtook on the outside of Arthur Hatjar. Fantastic job from Gabby Bortonacto, and it's now in P6 with Hatjar in P7, Behrman in P8, Doohan P9, Trilapito P10. Now in lap 25, Arthur Piastri caught up to Yuki Tsunoda, and it now to get his chance and try and make a move on Yuki Tsunoda, and he's gonna go for the inside like, oh, very nice move from Arthur Piastri, bit of a contact made, but Piastri does not care. He gets this through, and he moved up into P3. Finally, someone has gone the inside line. It's only been Piastri and Jack Doohan. Doohan had an easy job to Gasly locked up, but Piastri got a bit of a contact challenge, but he managed to get it. There's a fantastic overtake from Arthur Piastri. But now in lap 28, Carlos Sainz caught up to Liam Lawson and been looking to make a move as well. He's going to talk the outside, yes he does. Seems a bit slow at the action, but it doesn't matter. Carlos Sainz gets his move and move into P11, but then going into lap 29, Behrman and Hatjar are having a battle, and Behrman to the door for the inside, Hatjar on the outside. All bit of a push off for a moment there, but Behrman is still keeping it fair, and so it are the Hatjar. You are allowed to push off, that is what we call race. As long as you keep it respected, that is all it matters. And Behrman moved into P7. Arthur Hatjar not back into P8, unfortunately, and it seems like Hatjar has got no pace to be able to overtake Behrman, and now Trilapito is under that, but Carlos Sainz has now got his chance to finish in point, but he doesn't do it here, doesn't quite have the distance, be able to pull it off, and Gasly has gone ahead and tried to overtake Liam Lawson, and he's done it. Lawson in the tyre yellow has looked back, unfortunately out of the point which stopped. For Liam Lawson, he's rather leading well. He's been rather fantastic. But Shire is about to go for the move on fans or Twitter pieces around the outside, and he get it though, and it seems like he will. Shire move into P10, and finally he will be sorely put all by himself this weekend on a pure racing base. Obviously he had a horrible qualifier, but he still be able to put himself in a good spot, and that is the P10 1 point, still a point for us, but Russell a bit down. The final lap of the Singapore long point with the absolutely fantastic lead over Lando Norris. 5 seconds, who is now under third, but the Prix it be an absolute massive favour at Prix to overtake Lando Norris, but right now Russell he will be taking the lead of the World Championship by 6 points. But if Lando get ahead of the Prix, that will be increased to almost 10 points. That would be an absolute dream scenario for Russell in that case. That will be not brilliant, but unfortunately Prix couldn't quite get the move done back there in that DR zone. But there's still another one coming up, and Russell is now going down into us, going towards the end of the start 2, and is just enjoying life. He is about to take the second win of the Singapore long punt electronically, and that is phenomenal. And Lando Norris, he is still under the by the Prix. Nobody never made a move on the DR though. Only Russell did, but Russell is now getting ready to come out of the second final corner. Phenomenal live. And we now do the top to line to win the Singapore. Come on!
Absolutely.
Get in!
Awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
It's not over.
Oh, what a live. What a live.
Great job.
What amazing.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle. It's George Russell who wins.
Such an important victory at this stage of the season. Any points you can achieve to go towards the table is really going to mean a lot to the team. So well done as they prepare for the end of the season.
And it's time for that special moment for our special 3 today. The podium awaits our top 3 finishers. And taking his place on the top step of the podium, he gave it some hustle. Well done to George Russell.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. He still displayed the absolute force in Singapore long punt. I mean, he won it in season 3, doesn't win it season 4, but he wins it again season 5, and that is now 6 points in the lead in the World Championship at McLaren. A pretty much way to win the Construction Championship, but again, Russell, Lando, and the Prix share together on a podium. That had to be the most in history about those 3. Shut them over the course of 3 seasons. They were competitive. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But I'm going to end it now, and I'll see you in the next episode. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Make the video do what I appreciate it, and peace out. Ooh.